Thank you everyone for joining. Once again, this is the Anijie Global Foundation. This is our monthly masterclass, and welcome to you all. My name is Albert and I'm Phil Churchill. I'm the masterclass coordinator with the Anijie Global Foundation. And for those new to us, Anijie Global Foundation is a youth-led non-profit organization empowering women and youth through educational and leadership development programs. Our mission is to drive positive community impact and contribute to global progress. Now, today's masterclass or today's session is part of our Anijie monthly masterclass, a monthly online learning initiative bringing together change makers, industry leaders, and emerging talents to shape the next generation of African leadership. Through these interactive sessions, we hope to bridge the gap between aspiration and achievement, theory and practice, challenges and solutions. And today we have a very we are going to have an amazing session. And today's session is on from vision to execution, strategically designing your 2026. We just started 2026, and a lot of us are thinking of how we can get those New Year resolutions into action, how we can execute them, how we can put them in action. If you joined because of that, you are in the right place. And by the time the speaker is done speaking, I believe we would have a lot of insights to take home from this session. So without wasting much time, I would briefly introduce the speaker and call her to take the floor. So our speaker is Dr. Gemp Thomas. He's a medical doctor. He's also the founder of the Gemp Mentorship Program. For those who don't know Gemp stands for the Graduate Entry Medical Program, and she serves as the Gemp Mentorship Program founder. She founded it, and she's also a pastor. She's a counselor and life coach. She's an editor. She's also passionate about youth, women development, and empowerment. And she's committed to raising young leaders that will change the world through mentorship. Yes, so our speaker as well is is well prepared in the area of helping people to move their New Year resolutions into actions, into actionable plans they can make in this new year of 2026. So let's make sure we make the most out of this session. Make sure you get your notepads ready, and yes, in the case you miss anything, the session will be recorded as well. So without wasting much time, I would like to call on our speaker, Dr. Gemp Thomas. Dr. Gemp Thomas, please, if you're on the call, you have the floor. Thank you very much.
Hello, can I be clearly heard?
Yes, please, you can.
Wonderful. I'm trying to share my slides, but for some reason I'm unable to.
Okay, let me make you host so that you'll be able to share. I think our speaker is having some few technical challenges, but I believe she'll join us very soon.
Hello.
All right, so Dr. Jane, I think To help with the slide sharing, I would have to make you the host so that I can easily share your slides. So let me make you the host. Okay, I
All
believe
right,
you
sure.
should be able to share now.
All right. Just a second. Let me. All right. Please, can I still be heard?
Loud and clear.
Wonderful. Trying to the PowerPoint. Okay, for some interesting reason, it's not allowing me to share my PowerPoint. I keep getting different messages. So maybe I would.
You can share them with me and I'll see if
Let
I
me try
can
one.
share them. Okay.
Let me try one more time and see if it doesn't then. But are we ready for this evening? Do we all have like our writing materials and stuff?
Yes, please, we do.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. All right. It's not allowing me to share the PowerPoint. So I'm going to see if I can just open it and then share my screen. I don't know if that will be okay. Let me try that and see if it works. It's still not working, so I'm going to continue the presentation so that this doesn't waste our time, okay? We have a lot to cover. So the earlier we start, the better. I think maybe when I'm done, I'll share my slide with you and then you can share it with as many as are interested. Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Please, can I still? All right. We're going to get started. Sorry for the late start and sorry for the technical challenges. Hopefully the next time we do this, everything will be better. This evening we're going to be discussing on, the theme for the masterclass is from vision to execution. Realize that it's not just enough to have a vision. It's not just enough to want to do something. It's not just enough. A lot of people start their year having a lot of things that they want to achieve, a lot of things that they want to be, and a lot of things that they want to get done, but they never actually get started. A lot of times there's several reasons why people have visions and they don't end up executing these visions. And so tonight's masterclass will be divided into 4 parts. The first part will be from vision to clarity. Sometimes the reason why you don't execute your vision is because your vision is not clear. So we want to get clarity first of all. Once we are clear about what our vision is, the next part would be strategic planning for the new year. That's for 2026. For those of you who haven't planned yet, or for those of you who have planned and may want to refine your plans. And then after that, we'll also look at execution and consistency, the things that help you to execute, the habits that help you execute, the principles, the strategies that you need for execution, and how to stay consistent all year long. When we're done with that, we'll also look at intentional living and growth. Your vision is, when we start, you see our definition for vision is a clear picture of who you want to be and why. Who you want to be, where you want to go, and why. That's what your vision is all about. And for you to be able to get there, it's not just about having plans, executing the plans, but it's about intentionally living your life, because your life accumulates into this vision or this dream or these things that you want to be. And so we'll also discuss what it takes to have an intentional living, intentional growth, and then we'll do some reflections, okay? All right, so like I said, the definition of vision is a clear picture of who you want to become and why, or a clear picture of where you want to go and why. Most people don't add the why, but without the why, people just write visions just because they want to, and because they've heard someone say, this is what I want to be, and because they've heard someone, achieve this, they've seen people achieve these things, so then they write their visions. But you need to know the why. Your vision is not complete without the why. And most people make several mistakes, and these mistakes are the reason why their vision is not clear and the vision doesn't translate into execution. Some of the, common mistakes is that people don't know their purpose. In simple terms, purpose is why you were created, why you were born, why you exist. God is so intentional that everything he created on the earth has a reason. He created the sky, he created the stars, he created the seas, he created the living things in them, the fishes, etc. He created the land, he created trees. Everything has a purpose. Everything is there for a reason. Everything is useful. It may not be useful to you, but it's useful in the grand scheme of things. So to everything, there's a purpose. So your purpose is the reason why you were created, or the reason why you exist. Once you understand your purpose, your vision now becomes a picture of what you want to be. Okay? So I'm going to try again to share my slide and see if it's possible. So understanding your purpose helps you to understand your vision. Without knowing your purpose, still saying the document is not supported. So I'll just continue, that's fine. Without knowing your purpose, it's difficult for you to have a clear vision for your life, okay? And there are other things that you may want to do that you may not fully achieve because you don't know why you were created. There are people who, you keep doing other things. You keep doing A, B, C, D, keep changing from this to that. You're never quite satisfied. You never quite find fulfillment. And you just keep changing, keep going on and on from there. And all of these things is because you do not yet know what your purpose is. So before you have a vision, ask yourself, what's my purpose? And some of you may have visions already. You may have things that you want to achieve. As to whether you would achieve those things or not, I do not know. But you, if you're not, if your vision isn't clear, or if you're not certain about the direction you're going with your vision, these questions are supposed to help you shape what you want to do, where you want to go, and what to help you decide on what your vision is. Now, there's some things that the questions that we put together just to help you, decide what it is that you want to do. So the first question would be, what kind of life do I want to wake up to in the next 3 to 5 years? What kind of life do I want to wake up to in the next 3 to 5 years? If success was going to be guaranteed, what would you rather be doing with your life? What problem am I passionate about solving? What strengths do people constantly affirm in me when people say, "Oh, you're really good at this. Oh, you have a flair for this. Oh, you're really talented at this." That could be pointing you in the direction of what your vision and what your purpose is. What will make your life meaningful, even if no one was clapping for you, if no one was going to recognize you, if no one was going to appreciate you? What would you rather be doing with your life? What do you think would give you meaning and give you purpose if nobody applauded you for it? If you're able to answer these questions, then it should point you in the direction of where your purpose is. Now, with that purpose in mind, you can then have a vision. And that vision is a clear picture. You need to be able to see it in your mind's eye of where you are going. Maybe I want to be, a very successful surgeon or a very successful neurosurgeon or orthopedic surgeon. That's a clear picture. That's a clear target. So then once you have a clear vision, you can then walk towards execution. And the thing with vision is that you can't fulfill your vision in a year. If you're able to fulfill it in a year, then it wasn't a vision after all. That's why some vision takes time to accomplish. And so the goals that you set for yourself in your year, if truly you have clarity about your vision, then your goals should be in alignment with that vision. It should be in alignment with your purpose. It should be in alignment with your value system. It should be in alignment with the direction in which you're going. Most people never execute because the goals they set for themselves are not in alignment with their purpose. It's not in alignment with their vision. It's not in alignment with their value systems. It's not in alignment with their plans or what they're meant to be doing with their lives. So if you set goals that have no business being set by you, you just end up wasting your time. You end up not being efficient. You end up not being, result oriented. And so clarity is important. So now that you know the kind of life you want to wake up to in 3 to 5 years, clarity is the next thing. Clarity just helps you to align what my values are, what my capacity is in this moment, what season am I in. The thing with vision is to accomplish your vision, there are seasons that you go through. There's seasons where you have to grow, where you have to build skill, where you have to build capacity, where you have to expand, where you have to scale up, in order to be that thing that you want to be. So without clarity, you can't align all of these things together, and you realize that your seasons come and go and you aren't achieving much because there is no clarity. And so as you set your goals for 2026, here are the 3 Ps. I call it the 3 Ps of alignment. So the things that you've written as your goals for the year, you need to ask yourself, do these align with my values? Do they align with my season? Is it moving me towards my long-term vision? Does this goal align with my value? Does this goal align with my season? Is this moving me towards my long-term vision? There are certain goals that you set for yourself, but it's not it's not something that is achievable in this season. I'll give you an example. Again, I'll use a surgeon. Obviously, I'm a doctor, so if your goal is to be a surgeon, If your vision is to be a surgeon, and one of the goals is to maybe write your residency exams, the entrance exams into residency program, and you're still a medical student, having that on your goal list for 2026, it's not achievable, it's not real, because that's not the season that you're in. You have to first of all finish medical school, write your MBCHB exams, pass that, get inducted into the Medical and Dental Council, get your provisional license, do your house job. Whilst you're doing your house job, that's a season where you can set another goal and say, okay, maybe whilst I'm doing house job, I can't be writing the examinations into residency program. So that's a season. So then if you put that plan as your goal for 2026 whilst you're still in medical school, you see that that's not a realistic plan. It doesn't move you towards your long-term vision. There's no way you could possibly work towards that in this capacity that you're in. So it's important to recognize the seasons you're in and how your goals align with those seasons. Okay. So anything that does not align, you either eliminate or you postpone. So this helps you weed out the goals that will weigh you down. This year, remember, we're talking about from vision to execution. And to do that, we need to remove the things that are cluttering our goals, our goal, our vision. We need to declutter. One of the reasons why our vision fail is because there are too many goals, too many things to do in too short a time. Many visions collapse because there's no sight of timelines. There are no specific timelines. Many people just have goals, no specific timelines, no there's no relevance between the timeline you have and the practicality of what you can achieve. So you say, I want to do A, B, C, D in this year. But you know that for you to get there are skills you need to acquire that will take you more than 1 year to achieve. So then that timeline is not realistic. So for many people, why your visions fail or why your vision doesn't transcend into execution is because there are no timelines, there are no systems, there are no accountability. And as we progress in today's masterclass, we'll talk about accountability, we'll talk about systems. And like I said, many people plan emotionally instead of strategically. Many people decide, oh, I want to be a doctor because everybody has been a doctor. Maybe because you had 7 A's in SHS, or maybe because you had 8 A's. And so then your teachers tell you, oh, you should be a doctor. Maybe you're part of the National Science and Maths quiz. You're brilliant at the science and maths. And everybody's saying, oh, you should go to medical school. But it's not a strategic plan if you know yourself and you know what you want to do and you know the things that you're good at. So many of us, the plans we make are not strategic, they're mostly emotional. Many of us also borrow visions. People tell you you should be this, so you assume that and say, oh, my vision is to do this. Many of you borrow vision from social media. You see someone doing well in a certain area of life. Maybe the person is doing well as an actress, and you decide, okay, my dream, my vision in life is to be an actress. Or you see someone being a content creator and you're excelling at that, and you decide, oh, I want to be a content creator. So you're borrowing vision from other people, from social media, from woke culture, from family, from friends, from everybody else but yourself. Your vision should be particular to you. It should be peculiar to you. Vision is usually singular. It's the reason why you were created. There's a problem in this life that you are the only person that can solve it. So decide what works for you. Do not copy somebody else's vision, or else it will collapse, because the capacity that they have, the strengths they have, the advantages that they have to achieve those, achieve that vision, you may not have the same thing. You are unique. You have your own set of strengths. You have your own set of weaknesses. You would have your own set of opportunities, and you would have your own set of threats. So select a vision that works for you, a vision that is particular to you, a vision that inspires you, a vision that pushes you to become that thing. Okay. So now that you know how to, there are different ways to find your vision. Okay. earlier on, I asked you, I listed some questions that you can use. If that doesn't work, there are other things. There are people who go through certain situations in life, and those situations inspire them to be something. Some people have gone through certain pain in life, and out of that pain, purpose is born. So there are different ways you can discover what your vision is. But I implore you, before you start setting goals for 2026, go out of your way. Take the time that is needed to get your personal vision. It doesn't have to be anything huge. Just get as far as your eye can see. As long as you can picture it, you can be it. As long as you can picture it, you can do it. So picture something that you are passionate, that you're motivated by, that you can do. If there's no motivation, if there's no passion, it ceases to be a vision, because your vision is supposed to inspire you, so that when things are difficult, when things are hard, when circumstances are not exactly favorable, you're still pushing forward to achieving them. Execution is not always an easy task, and that's why you need a vision that motivates you beyond any reasonable doubt. Now that we've discussed, now that we've looked at why certain visions fail, so now you know what to do, what not to do when it comes to visions. Clarity is important. Clarity helps you to know what to do and why you're doing it. And aside from clarity, strategy is also important. Strategy helps you to shows you how to do it and when to do it. Like I mentioned earlier, timing is important. And then the way in which you execute is also important. So now we're going to look at how to strategically plan for 2026. I believe that my audience is a group of, my audience comprises of young people, young professionals, tertiary students, new graduates. And so this is tailored specifically for you. To plan 2026, if you haven't already done that, we're going to discuss a 5-pillar strategy. Basically, this strategy covers 5 pillars in your life. And these pillars are: 1, your career or your academics, your finances, your personal growth and development, your social relationship life, and your health. Okay? If you're able to strategically plan these areas of your life and execute them, I strongly believe that your 2026 will be better for it. Okay? So for each of these areas, you're going to write at least, in fact, you're going to write just 2 goals. Like we said earlier, one of the reasons why people don't transition from the vision to execution is because they have too many goals, too many things. And so there's not enough time, because these are people who are already within a structure. For most people that do a 9-to-5 work, for people that are in school, so certain blocks of your time is already fixed into something else. So the time you have is a bit limited. So if you have too many goals, it's going to be difficult to achieve them. You're going to feel overwhelmed and overburdened. And at the end of the day, you end up abandoning some of these, plans. So we're looking at 5 pillars. Like I said, your career, your academics. What do you want to achieve in 2026 in your academics or your career? Write 2 goals, no more than 2, just 2. The 2 most important things that you want to see in your career or in your academics for 2026. Then your finances. What are the 2 major things you want to achieve? I did a series on my YouTube channel late last year, December last year, about planning for the year. I think that series is more detailed than this masterclass, because this masterclass is limited to just 90 minutes or so. When it comes to your finances, there are areas of your life that you have to think about. There are many people, now this is for those who are salary earners. There are many people who just earn money, they do not invest, they do not save, they spend as the money comes in. They can't track their expenditure. They don't know where the money goes. They don't know where the resources go. They're always in a cycle of, brokenness. Money comes, money leaves. They have no control, no handle on what is happening in their finances. If you need to plan your year 2026, your finance is a huge area. It's a major area where you need to put plans to. You need to decide the two main things. Do you want to get an investment portfolio? What are you investing in? Am I investing in treasury bills? Are there other investment opportunities in my bank? Who do I need to talk to? Do I need to talk to my relationship manager at the bank? Do I need to talk to a financial expert for my level of income? What are the opportunities available to me financially? Even if you are a student who you don't earn a salary, but they just give you an allowance every month, you should decide this how much that's coming in. What percentage of this do I want to save? What do I want to do with my money? How do I want to be sure that I'm not being wasteful? I'm not just wasting my resources. If you don't discipline yourself in the area of money, it's hard to discipline yourself in other areas of life. Discipline cuts across everything. And as we will see in today's masterclass, discipline is a huge part. It plays a big role. So it's important. So when you're writing your goals, have all of this in mind. So now for your personal growth, what's the one skill I want to learn this year? Now, like I said, you need to make sure that whatever it is you're writing as a goal is aligned to your purpose. Whatever you're writing as a goal, you're asking yourself, is this a priority right now? And then you're asking yourself, what are the processes I would need to achieve this? Please, are you following? All right. So like I said, you need to know whatever goal you're writing, make sure that it's aligning with your purpose. Make sure that it's a priority right now, and make sure that you're also writing, what must I do daily towards the achievement of this goal? Remember, we said we're moving from vision to execution. So it's not just about writing vision. It's not just about writing plans. It's not just about writing goals. It's about practical ways to achieve them. All right. So I don't know if you're writing your goals now or maybe later you're going to do it, but I think we've all heard the term SMART goals. That's S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. But for us to move from vision to execution, our goals don't have to be just SMART, they have to be smarter. So that's SMARTER. So you still have the same thing that you have for your SMART, that's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. But your goals have to also be evaluated. Even though you have a vision, there are several parts to get to a vision. If a goal is not working, if the things you're doing towards this goal, the plans that you've made is not working, you need to learn how to evaluate and say, okay, this is not working. This is why this is not working. This is what I can do about it. How can I pivot? How can I reroute my efforts so that I can still achieve the same target or the same outcomes that I want to achieve? For many people, they attempt something, it doesn't work, they give up. They attempt something, it doesn't work, they give up. They never really do an evaluation, never really find out what went wrong. What did I do wrong? What could I be doing better? What skill do I need to learn? How can I improve on my execution? And so once evaluation is not done, you won't know why it failed. You won't know how to improve on it, and you're not going to be better for the next phase that you need to be better for. So for your vision to move from the vision stage to execution stage, those goals need to be evaluated. And the last R is for realigned. Make sure that, okay, I want to do this, it's not working. And why is it not working? Maybe it's not aligned to my priorities for this season, or it's not aligned to my vision in the grand scheme of things. So how can I realign these things? How can I realign my habits? How can I realign my goals and plans to make sure that I am in alignment with my goals, with my priorities, with my purpose? You see, when you have clarity about where you're going, it's very easy for you to align yourself to where you're going. I hope that this helps, and I hope that you're picking something from it. All right. So now we're going to break down your vision into action plans. Okay. Like I said, your vision is the grand picture. Now, there's a framework that I usually use that personally works for me. And that framework is the vision, goal, project, habits framework. So vision, goal, project, habit. So your habits would accomplish a project, and that project will contribute towards your goal, and your goal will contribute towards your vision. It's a hierarchy. I wish you could see my slide. So for some reason, I'm unable to share my screen because of certain technical issues. I keep trying, but it's still not successful. So I'll just continue so that we don't waste more time. So like I said, the vision, goal, project, habits. Vision, goal, project, habits. So let's say your vision is to become a respected professional in the surgery industry, the medical industry, in the aerospace industry, in the television, TV and media industry. Let's say that's your vision. It means that you need to have goals that will get you there. Now, from those goals, let's say your goal will be to maybe attain industry relevant skills. Maybe if your goal is to be a respected professional in the social media industry or in the television space, your goal for this year may be to gain industry relevant skills like public speaking, getting comfortable in front of a camera, learning how to express yourself, how to be articulate, building confidence. Those can be your goal for 2026. So the goal can be in 2026, I'm going to improve on my public speaking skills. I'm going to improve on my research skills. I'm going to improve on ABCD skills. Now so these are the goals for the year. Now these goals can be further broken down into projects. So projects can be, okay, enroll in a public speaking masterclass and get my certificate by maybe June. Maybe this masterclass is a 3-month course, or maybe it's just an online course that you need to take somewhere. There are lots of online certification courses that you can use to learn a skill. Or there's a school I need to actually go to register and learn. So the project will be register for this exam or pass my project management, professional exam by June. Now, we have the vision, we have the goal. The project for this year to achieve this goal is to pass that certification. Now, the next part is the habits. What habits do I do daily to ensure that I achieve my project and to ensure that the project contributes towards the goal and the goal contributes towards the vision? So your habits could be study 2 hours every day and record myself speaking for 30 minutes every day, critique myself, or share the video of myself speaking with somebody who is higher up in the industry that can critique me. So maybe make one video every day of myself speaking about something and then share with a senior colleague who can critique me and give me advice. And also, in order to pass my exam, daily habits would be spend 2 hours of my time studying every day or spend 45 minutes daily studying. You see how we've broken down the vision into smaller bits that you can do every day. Many of us have this grand vision, we have these grand goals, but because we're not building the daily habits, we're unable to transition from vision to execution. So if you use this framework, this vision, goal, project, habits, it tells you what you ought to be doing daily to get you where you need to be. I hope that makes sense, or the analogy makes sense. All right, so we're going to move on. So if for some reason, now you don't have to do just one single project for each of the goals that you've listed. Remember that I said earlier on, the goals we're setting for the 5 pillar areas in our life, we're setting just 2 goals per each pillar. So in your finance, 2 goals. In your career, academics, 2 goals. Personal development, 2 goals. In your social life, relationship life, 2 goals. In your health, 2 goals. Now for those goals, you can set maybe 3 projects each in this year, or 2 projects. Just decide what exactly it is that you want to do. And whatever it is, make sure that you're breaking it down into weekly habits and daily habits. Without the habits, those things will not be achieved. Without habits, those things will not be achieved. The habits are important. They make the difference. They actually cause the change. They transition you. They build up to become, to help you achieve the things that you need to achieve. So without the habits, it's going to be hard. So habits are important. Now that we've set goals, we've broken it down into the tiniest bit of framework. We know what we're going to do. Let's look at another thing that can help us transition from vision to execution, and that's time management, energy management, and focus. Many of us, your biggest problem is not that you don't have enough time to do the things you want to do. Your biggest problem is attention, energy. At the time you're doing the things, you don't have the attention to do it, and your energy is low at the times you want to do it. So it's important that you prioritize. You need to know, personally, my most productive times of the day are in the mornings. So if I wake up early, I can be as productive as possible. Once the weather is cool, calm, the sun is not up, everywhere is quiet, I am very productive. As long as I have a sleep and I wake up, even if I wake up at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., anytime I'm up, I am as productive as anything up until the sun is high in the sky and there is noise. And then I'm like, ah. So what I do is the tasks that require high energy, the tasks that require maximum concentration, the tasks that require attention to detail, the tasks that are energy consuming, I do them in the mornings. So let's say if I want to write a book, I'm going to do that in the morning when my creativity is at its peak, when my energy is high, when there are no distractions, when I can best concentrate. So those activities, I do them in the morning. During the day, I can do low energy tasks, or in the evenings, I do low energy tasks. Maybe reply an email. I can do that whilst I'm in transit. Maybe I'm in a car going somewhere. I can reply emails. If I need to check up on something, follow up on something, send some emails, do inquiries, look up things. Those things are things I can do on the go. Those things are low energy things. I can multitask with those things. But the things that require my sole focus, I give it my focus at the time that my energy is at its peak. So decide for yourself, when is your energy at its peak? When are you most productive? Then you do the serious things at those times. And then you leave the less serious things for the times where you're maybe tired, maybe you're not just so active. For me, when I was back in medical school, I'm not so productive immediately after class because then I'm already tired. I'm already exhausted. I used to go to study groups immediately after class. Over time, I realized that that does not work for me. I mean, it helps you to help you. You're listening to people summarize what was done during the day. But at that time, my energy is low, my concentration is low. I can barely focus. So I'd rather go back to my hostel, get something to eat. I can wake up at 12 a.m. when I am my most productive. and study all morning till 6 a.m. By then I've covered hours in study at my peak productivity. If I'm not able to do that, if I decide that immediately after class I'm going to sit down to read, I'll sleep. And that's because I'm tired. There's low energy. There's no focus. So decide for yourself where to put your focus, where to put your energy. Distribution of energy, time management is key if you want to move from vision to execution. Okay. So focus is important. And the focus is not on how many hours I spent doing this. Your focus should be on output. Now, there are certain things that make young people unable to use their time properly. And one of them is overcommitment. We are involved in too many things at the same time. Too many things. You are in this club, you're in this club, you're in this association, you are in this association, you're doing this, you're doing this. Too many things competing for your time. So then you find yourself in a time trap. Social media drifts also competes for your time. You pick up your phone to do something, you forgot why you pick up your phone, and you're on social media and you're scrolling and scrolling, and the scrolling is endless and endless and endless. And there's always something to catch your attention. Another reason why young people don't maximize their time is they say yes to things without realizing how much time it would take from them. Like your friend says, "Oh, come and escort me to go purchase something in town." You say, "Oh, sure, why not?" You don't take into account how many hours you're going to spend in traffic. You don't take into account how much time it's going to cost you to get there, how long the transaction is going to take, how long it's going to take you to get back, the energy that will be consumed in the process. By the time you get back, a chunk of your day is gone. And then the things that you set out to do that day, you're unable to achieve them because you wanted to say yes without clarifying what will be involved. So as you plan for 2026, you need to be focused. Decide this is what I want to do. I will not say yes to everything unless I understand exactly what it requires of me and if it's a price that I'm willing to pay. Make sure that you don't just spread yourself thin. Learn to say no to certain associations. There are lots of WhatsApp groups, different messages popping up and down. WhatsApp groups that don't benefit you. You've been on them for the past decade. It's not adding any value to your life. Exit them. Mute them. They distract you. Learn to separate yourself from anything that's clutter that will clutter your life. So things that will easily distract you, things that will easily waste your time, learn to separate yourself from them so that you're able to focus. The goal is focus, focus, focus. Focus, focus, focus. That's the key word, focus. So time management, focus. All right. Now we move on to the next thing. So now another thing that prevents people from, or another thing that helps you move from vision to execution is discipline. Um, Discipline helps you to execute, and discipline helps you to stay consistent. Execution and consistent is the goal. Because if you have this vision and you're not consistent at it, if you have these goals, you're not consistent at them, it's just a waste. December will come and you haven't achieved anything you said you would achieve. So discipline is important. You need to know that, when the year starts, everybody has, I want to do this, I want to do that. And so we write a whole list of things that you want to achieve. And your motivation is high because obviously it's a new year, it's a new beginning, a season of newness. So there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of motivation. But visions don't get achieved by motivation. Visions get achieved by having systems. Discipline creates systems, and system supports discipline. I'm going to say that again. Visions don't get achieved by motivation. Vision gets achieved by systems. Systems support discipline. Discipline builds systems. So a lot of people hear the word discipline, discipline, discipline. See, you can't force yourself to be disciplined. You can't magically say, be disciplined, and then somebody overnight just becomes disciplined. You need to have a design that will help you be disciplined. You need to have a system that will support discipline. You have to have systems in your life. If you have your life that you have no systems, it will be hard for you to achieve anything you want to achieve. Now, I'm going to give you an example, okay? If you want to study, to help you achieve that, or to help you be disciplined enough to study, you need to have a fixed time and a fixed place. If you say, I'm going to study 2 chapters today, and you do not assign to yourself the time at which you will study, you realize that the day will end and you've never studied. But if you say, I'm going to study at 6 a.m. at the library, and you set an alarm for that, when the alarm rings, there's a singleness of mind that we're heading to the library, we're studying A, B, we're studying anatomy, we're going to be studying that for 2 hours, and we'll be back at 8 a.m. And you need to consistently do that daily in order to have covered enough to help you pass the exam. If your goal is to have an A or to have a distinction in anatomy this semester, and you do not build a system of discipline, you would not achieve it. You need to know, I am given 2 hours every day. And then you stay consistent to your 2 hours every day. You don't cut corners. Even if you're tired, even if you're sleepy, you still go there, show up there and sit down. That is how consistency is achieved. That's how excellence is achieved. That's how that goal will be achieved. Maybe you have a goal of I'm going to have distinction, and you don't have a fixed time to study. You don't have a fixed place where you study. There's no structure in place for your studies. It's just, how do I describe it? Wishful thinking. So systems are important. If you need to be disciplined, systems are important. If you say this year, I'm going to save maybe 30% of my salary, it means that you're going to tell yourself, I will cut down on A, B, C, D. Maybe I'll cut down on fast food. I'll cut down on snacks. I'll cut down on fizzy drinks. Cut down. So that these monies that I'm cutting off of these things are now monies I will put in my savings. I say, okay, by the end of 3 months, I have saved so and so amount because every day I'm saving this, or every month I'm saving this, or every week I'm saving this. There's a system in place. So for you to achieve those visions, for you to execute them, you need to put systems in place in your life. So what systems are you putting in place for your financial goals? What system are you putting in place for your health or your fitness goals? What systems are you putting in place for your academic and career growth? You need disciplines for these systems to thrive. You see, it's sometimes you, like I said earlier, systems help you achieve, regardless of what the environment is. Your environment, you can have a willpower to do something. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. But if you don't have the determination, like I will do it in spite of what is going on, in spite of the challenge, in spite of this, that thing is never going to get done. Because you will never have a conducive environment. You will never have everything aligned 100%. Every time there's going to be a challenge, every time there's going to be a difficulty, you need to be mentally prepared for the difficulties and still do it anyways, in spite of the challenges. And your routines help you. If you have a steady routine, this is my routine. Whether I'm sick, whether I'm tired, whether I'm hungry, I will sleep at this time. I will wake up at this time. I will study at this time. I will do A at this time. I will do B at this time. A lot of people, they say big things, but if you don't do the little things, you can't achieve the big things. So have a routine, have a system, That's the only way those goals are going to be established. Another thing that can help you is accountability. Accountability. There are three different ways or three different accountability systems that we have. And the first one is a self-accountability, where you keep track of the things you do, you reflect on them. Let's say this week you're reflecting on your academics and be like, so on Monday I was able to do 2 hours of study. Check. Tuesday, I didn't do 2 hours, but I did 1 hour 45 minutes. Okay. Why couldn't I achieve 2 hours? What were the challenges and how can I improve them for the week I'm about to enter? Wednesday, I didn't study at all. What happened? Okay, something happened. A friend came to visit and I, was distracted. How can I eliminate this distraction so that next week it doesn't stop me from studying? So you yourself, you track the things, your activities, you track your habits, you track the things you're doing, and then you reflect and help yourself to get better. That's one system of accountability. The second system of accountability will be peer accountability. This is where you have a partner, a friend, or a group of people that all of you hold yourself accountable together. So I tell my friends, I'm going to, please remind me to study this. Somebody will come and say, oh, Jane, you said you're going to read this. Have you done it? I said, oh, I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Then you go and do it. And someone can hold you accountable. We're supposed to read this week. Have you done it? We're supposed to go do this investment. Have you done yours? We're supposed to do this. Have you done yours? So you have friends or you have partners that keep you accountable. You said you're going to go to the gym. Have you gone to the gym? You said you're no more going to take carbs. You're no more going to be eating bread. Why are you eating bread? Put the bread down. Have you forgotten that we're only doing high protein diets this week or this month? So then having people helps you to keep yourself accountable. So if you're someone that you're not disciplined enough to hold yourself accountable, you may need your peers to help you. But if you're the kind of person that when your friends talk, you don't listen. If you're the kind of person that your voice is louder, you're very defensive. When your friends correct you, you take offense. You're not very open to, peer accountability. Then you may need to get yourself a mentor. And so a mentor will help to guide you, to correct you, to hold you accountable to the goals you said you're going to achieve, to the plans that you have, and to the vision you want to achieve for yourself. But whichever one you choose, make sure that at least you have one accountability system that you're employing. Many visions don't reach execution because there's no accountability. There's no mentor to hold you accountable. None of your friends are holding you accountable. Many of your friends don't even know what your goals are. And then you don't also hold yourself accountable. So this year, choose one accountability method for yourself. Write it down. This is how I will keep myself accountable. This is how I will track my performance. This is how I will track my habits. This is how I will track the goals that I've set for myself and to see if I am on track. So decide which accountability system you're going to use in this year. Now we move to another thing that helps you execute, and that is overcoming fear, procrastination, and burnout. Overcoming fear, procrastination, and burnout. The root cause of procrastination for most people is the fear of imperfection. Many people are afraid that, oh, I won't do it well. If I do, it won't come out well. So then they procrastinate. Okay, I'll do it later. I'm waiting for everything to be perfect. I'm waiting for this to happen. I'm waiting for that to happen. I'm waiting for this to happen. And so then they keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. And you realize that the year will come to an end and you haven't achieved the things that you said you would achieve. And so it's important that you understand why. In achieving your goals, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to get started. I'm going to say that again. In achieving your goals, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to get started. Getting started achieves at least half of the resistance. At least half of the resistance. That's why if you read this book, what's it called? Atomic Habits by James Clear, he talks about the 2-minute rule to help those who like procrastination. If you say you will do something and that's something you can do in less than 2 minutes, do it now. Don't push it. Whether things are perfect or not, if it's an activity that can be done in less than 2 minutes, do it now. That 2-minute rule also implies that, also talks about scaling down large things. Let's take, for example, I tell myself I'll read 1 chapter in a day or 1 chapter in an hour. And I realize that I've not yet started, I'm procrastinating. Scale it down to something that can be done in 2 minutes. So tell yourself, okay, I'll read the first page. Once you tell yourself, I'll read the first page, your first page is something that can be done in 2 minutes. You start reading because the goal is now, the target is now smaller. So then by the time you start reading the first page, you may end up doing more than the first page. You may not finish the chapter, but you have done something. And something is always better than nothing. If you procrastinate on Monday, you procrastinate on Tuesday, you procrastinate on Wednesday. And if you keep that cycle on, by the time the week ends, you've done nothing. And if the goal was to read 1 chapter a day, the week will end and you've not started at all. But if you read 1 or 2 pages on Monday, 1 or 2 pages on Tuesday, it's not a chapter, but it's something. By the time the week ends, you've finished at least the first chapter. So anytime you find yourself procrastinating, break it down, scale it down. If you say, I want to exercise for 30 minutes and you feel like that's too large, that's too huge, tell yourself, okay, I'll exercise for 5 minutes or I'll exercise for 2 minutes. If the goal is to do 20 sit-ups, tell yourself, okay, let me do 1. By the time you do 1, you'll be able to do 2. You may not reach the 20 sit-ups, but you've done 3, you've done 5. That's something. The goal is to stay consistent. If it's the 5 that you can do every single day, that's consistency, that's discipline, that's structure. By all means, over time, you execute something. So don't procrastinate. Don't give up completely. Don't say, okay, because I don't have A, B, C, D, I'm not going to do it at all. Scale it down to what you can do in 2 minutes and get it done. The goal is showing up, making sure that you daily show up. You build a habit of showing up, making sure that you do exactly what you say you do. Even if you can't complete it, that you're doing something that helps you. Another thing to help us, many people, one of the reasons why they don't execute is fear. And fear is because you are afraid that if it doesn't go well, people will laugh at me. If it doesn't go well, I'll be ashamed. If it doesn't go well, you are tying your identity to the outcome of that task or the outcome of that goal. There are many people that don't go to the gym because if they go and they don't end up losing weight, people will laugh at them. Hey, you all the gym you're going, you're not losing weight. Your identity, detach your identity from the results. Just detach your identity from the results. That's the only way you can execute. Know that regardless of the outcome, your value, your self-worth, and your identity is not tied to the outcome of this thing. If you do it and you fail, you do it again. There are people who have tried and failed and tried and failed, and yet they achieve the things they want to achieve. I don't know if you've heard of Thomas Edison, the man that developed the light bulb. He tried and he failed 999 times. Some say 1,000 times before he was successful. His lab was burnt down on numerous occasions just because he was developing the light bulb. Now we have different kinds of light bulbs, different shapes and sizes, but somebody tried 999 times. Failure doesn't change who you are. Failure is an event, and that event is not necessarily negative. It just shows you an opportunity to learn. It's a learning curve. So stop attaching your identity to the outcome of the event or to the result of the event. Another thing, like I mentioned, I spoke about burnout. A lot of people don't have a good work rest rhythm. So it's either you're powering, you're doing, and then you break down. you burn out, you're tired, you're overwhelmed, you feel it's too much, you're exhausted, and then you take a break and you never get back on. So have a balance. Work hard, but rest well. So, and all of this can be done with discipline. If you have a system, you can work, you can rest, you can be consistent, and you can rest. Make sure that no matter what, every day there's progress. Please, I hope you're following me. So the goal, remember that consistency will beat intensity, and your progress will beat perfection. So as you execute your vision, don't strive for perfection, strive for progress. At least make sure that you're showing up and you build a habit of showing up. I think we're rounding up very soon. We'll be coming to an end of our presentation. The last thing I'm going to talk about is filtering the things you do. When you have your list of things, like I spoke about alignment in the beginning, ask yourself, this thing that I want to do this year, will it matter in 5 years? This thing I want to do this year, is it going to move me closer to my vision, or is it going to distract me from my vision? This thing that I want to do, am I choosing it because it's comfortable, or am I choosing it because it will help me grow? Remember, when you sacrifice in the short term, you will reap results in the long term. What are you sacrificing? Are you sacrificing energy, time, effort? Because if you don't sacrifice, there's no way you can execute. There's a cost to every vision. There's a price to pay for every vision. So before you execute, you must make sure that you're willing to pay the price. And before you compromise, ask yourself, am I choosing comfort or am I choosing growth? So the habits that will lead you towards growth are the habits you should choose. Make sure that in all you're doing this year, you're building a life that you will not need to escape from. You're building a life that you will be proud of. You're building a life that has direction. You're building a life that is not stagnant. Make sure that in everything that your actions are by design and not by default. You're not reacting to life, but you're being proactive. You are planning life and you're choosing discipline daily. In order to execute, you need to choose discipline daily, daily, daily. Forget the drama, forget the social media hype, forget everything that is going on. Tell yourself, I will be disciplined and I will do A, B, C, D every day to achieve my goals. So finally, as I leave you, as I round up my presentation, ask yourself, in December 2026, what's the one thing that I can thank myself for? Last year, I had an idea to do like this, the YouTube series I spoke about. The idea came quite late in the year. We're left like maybe 14 days for the year to end. But I told myself I'll do it. And situations were not perfect, but there was a determination to deliver. And so I disciplined myself. I sacrificed. I did everything within my power to make sure that I executed. When the year was ending, I said to myself, Jane, well done. So I ask you the question, by the time December 2026 will come, what's the one thing you want to tell yourself well done for? Is it well done for getting a credit in your courses this semester? Is it well done for having a savings account and being able to successfully save? Is it well done for losing 10 kg and staying healthy? Is it well done for reading those books that I said I'll read? Is it well done for developing 5 new skills this year? Well done for participating in ABCD workshop. Well done for getting this, for getting that, for doing this, for doing that, for achieving this. What would you congratulate yourself for at the end of 2026? As we go, write out your top 3 priorities for 2026. I know we have a list of things, but like I said, priority counts. So what's the most important thing for you? Write your top 3 most important things. Then ask yourself, what's my first action step in the next 7 days? What's my next action step in the next 7 days? And finally, ask yourself, what will be my theme for 2026? Is it going to be my year of growth, my year of increase, my year of self-development, my year of self-awareness, my year of building good habits? You decide what your theme for the year would be. Then make sure that at the end of 2026, you ask yourself, how much of this have I achieved? I pray for you that as you do these things, you have a fruitful year. When you look back on the year, you can be proud of yourself and the things that you've achieved. You'll be proud of the lessons you've learned and the challenges you've had on the way. And you'll be proud that you didn't just have a vision, but you employed strategy and you executed. Thank you so much for listening. I think I'll open the floor now to take any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jane Thomas, for that very insightful presentation. Now, the the chat box is open. Please, if you have any question, you can leave them in the chat box. Our speaker would gladly attend to them.
I can barely hear you. I don't know who is speaking, but I think you can type it in the chat box.
Hello, Dr. Jane. Please, can you hear me? Hello.
Are you
Can you
asking a
hear me, Dr.
question?
Jane?
I can
Yes,
hear you now.
please. Okay, before I ask my question, I think there is a question in the chat box. Let me read that. Let me read that before I ask mine. So, Josephine, oh, okay, it's not a question. Josephine says, "Thank you so much, Doctor. The network wanted to deny me this moment, but I'm glad I joined. There's a price to pay for every vision. I'm choosing growth over comfort." Yes, she's definitely choosing growth over comfort, and so am I. Yes, so I wanted to ask this question, Dr. Jane. So, in a case where I have set my goals for the year, I've set my New Year resolutions,
Can you type the
and
question in the chat box? I can barely hear.
okay, I'll type it. I'll type it out.
Okay. How do I recover when I fall behind on my goals? You recover by starting again, by recovering. There's no time to waste. If the goal was, let's say today, I'm supposed to read for 2 hours, I'm supposed to reply some emails, I'm supposed to complete my application essays, I'm supposed to do ABCD. And for some reason, and you have goals for tomorrow. So let's say today is Thursday, and these are the goals for today. And you have another set of goals for, for Friday. If you're unable to achieve the goals for Thursday, don't break down. Continue with Friday. And then fix little bits of time, make little pockets in your time to revisit the goals that you couldn't do. So the goal is to have your evaluation as quickly as possible. I like to do weekly evaluations. At the end of the week, I want to know, okay, what were the things that I couldn't do on my to-do list? How do I get back on track? Where do I fit them in the coming week? So the fact that you couldn't do something doesn't mean that you forget about it. And it doesn't mean that you break the pattern or you break your cycle. The thing is, when you fall, you rise up again and you pick up quickly. You don't waste time. You don't beat yourself up too much. You don't allow guilt or shame or discouragement to set in. You get back on the horse real quickly. Like you continue and then you find space to do the things that you couldn't achieve. But by all means, continue. By all means, pick yourself up. No matter how many times you fall off or how many times you fail, stand up and try again and keep trying. Never stop trying. The goal is to show up consistently every day. By all means, you will achieve something. Okay? That's how you recover when you fall behind. And it's good, like I said, accountability. Who is holding you accountable? One, do you have the discipline to hold yourself accountable? It's not everybody that can hold themselves accountable. So then you need to find someone to hold you accountable. Your friends. Do you have a friend that can come and wake you up at 6 a.m. and said, we promise to wake up at 6 and learn? Or we promise to wake up early to read this book? Or we promise to finish this book before the month end? Where have you gotten to? Have you started? How are you doing it? What chapter are you on? Somebody that can push you. For some people, they have mentors. I have a group of people that I mentor. So Saturdays, there are different times within the day that I speak to different sects of them and then go through the things that they said they will do, the goals that they've not achieved, the things that they can fit into that week or the things they can fit into that month, what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, the areas they failed, understanding why it failed and how to get back on track. So failing or falling behind is not a problem, but the fact that you're going to evaluate and find out why you fell behind, why you did not achieve it. And then how can you fix the problem? Because if you don't fix it, the same things that stop you before will still stop you again. So is this a problem of discipline? Do I need to work on my discipline? Is there a problem of habits? Do I need to build more, better habits? Do I have a system at work in this area where I'm falling behind? So you need to do an evaluation. By all means, don't stay down. Don't allow guilt. Don't beat yourself up. You will not be the first person to fall behind and you will not be the last. No matter what happens, keep moving forward. Don't allow yourself to get stagnated, okay? I hope that helps. And I think the next question says, how can you enjoy the process of your goals actually working? I set a goal for myself at the beginning of the year and got the opportunity to work on it. And for some reasons, I'm very scared I might fail. Don't be afraid of failure. Failure does not define you. Failure doesn't mean you're a failure. See, a lot of people don't achieve anything in life because they don't attempt anything. So by all means, attempt it. I think the thing with failure is your perception about it. A lot of people feel like if I fail, then it means that I'm not strong, I'm not intelligent, I'm not smart, I can't do this. Come on. The man who started KFC, Colonel something Sanders, Colonel Sanders, he started KFC at 75 years. He had done everything in his life. He had been a part of the army. He had retired from the army. He had done menial jobs. None of it worked until he said that, how am I still struggling? I'm an army. The pension I went to the army, I've retired from the army. The pension I'm getting is not enough to take care of myself and my family. But what can I do best? I can fry chicken. So he started frying chicken for the people in his neighborhood. He started making money. That's how KFC started. Now, there's no country in the world that does not have the KFC franchise. He started at 75 years. 75. For many of us at that age, we will give up and say, oh, life is done. We are, So my brother, my sister, I don't care how old you are. You can always start again. Never be afraid of failure. Don't let fear, when you fail, ask yourself, why did this fail? What lesson did I learn? The only time failure becomes bad is if you don't learn any lesson from it. So don't let your failure be wasted, or else you'll fail again. If you fail and you learn no lesson, it means that you still fail again. So ask yourself, yes, I failed. Does it mean I'm a failure? No. Does it mean I'm not intelligent? No. Is it an indictment on my sense of self-worth? No. Does it mean I don't have value? No. Does it mean I can't achieve it again? No. You just failed. Failure is a one-time event. It's not a definition of your life. So ask yourself, what lessons did I learn from this failure? What can I do better? In what ways can I improve on what I did? Like I shared with you Thomas Edison's story, he failed 999 times. So whoever asks the question of failure, don't be afraid. Do it, and do, in spite of your fears, do it anyways. Give it your best shot or my best. Do I need to learn a new advice? Is there an information? Give it your best shot now, but don't let the fear of failure back. I hope that helps. Any other question? Do we have any other questions?
Well, in the absence of any other question, I think we can bring things to a close here. Please, can you hear me, Dr. Thomas? Please, can you hear me? Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I think that should be all for the questions. I don't think anyone else has any question. Yes, but if you have questions after the webinar, you can always send them to me. I would forward them to the speaker and the Dr. Thomas, please. I don't know if you can leave your how people can reach you, your contact details, maybe your social media handles, your WhatsApp contact, or any way someone on this call can reach you, want to reach out to you.
Okay, so my social media is Dr. Jane Thomas. On YouTube is Dr. Jane Thomas, Instagram Dr. Jane Thomas, TikTok Dr. Jane Thomas, Facebook is just Jane Thomas. So any of these avenues you can reach me. My email, Dr. Jane Thomas. The S is double at the end. I'll just type it in the chat box. And that's my official email at gmail.com. But every other social media platform is
Okay,
at
thank you very much. Okay, I'll
so
make
I've
sure
shared.
I get to them. Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Doctor Jane Thomas for that insightful presentation. And I'd like to highlight a few takeaways from today's session for those of you who couldn't join on time. So from vision to execution, first of all, to achieve your vision, to be able to identify, you need to know your purpose. Without clarity of purpose, vision, and direction, or what kind of life you want to live in the next 10 years, problem you want to solve, and what will make your life meaningful. And she also made mention of the fact that purpose gives vision its foundation. And she made mention of the fact that we need to set clear goals, goals that she mentioned that bring direction and clarity to our vision. So effective goals must align with the three P's of alignment, which is value, season, and progress. Does this reflect what matters most? Is it a stay with my values, and is this appropriate for the current phase of my life with regards to the season? And does this move me closer to my long-term vision? These are questions we need to access the three P's of um, alignment. Then she also made mention of the fact that we need to set times and build strategy. Now, vision without strategy, you know, it remains vision, it remains intention. Yeah, it's so we need to strategically plan. We need to build strategy for the year ahead. And she mentioned that we need to make sure that our goals align with our purpose, and we must prioritize what truly matters. And we need to define daily actions that lead to long-term results. Also, she made mention of the fact that instead of the cliche, setting smart goals, this time let's set smarter goals. And we already know the smart goals already. So she added the E and R, smarter. So the E is evaluation. We need to make sure that we are evaluated what is working. We are evaluating what is working and what is not. And also we need to be realigned. We need to adjust our goals to stay aligned with our vision. And moving away from that, I think she made mention of the fact that we need to connect our vision to action, to execution. And she gave a roadmap, which is the vision to goals, to projects, to habits. This is a sustainable progress, um, which is built through this consistent daily habits. Yes. Then she also made mention of the fact that we need to master time management. Time is a limited resource, and we need to avoid overcommitment. We need to focus and intentionally allocate time to priorities that will also support our vision. Yes. And discipline, accountability. I can go on and on and on. There were so many takeaways from this session. I believe you also took a lot from this session. The session was recorded. It will be made available on our YouTube channel so that the general public and everyone else who couldn't join would have access to it. But once again, thank you very much, Dr. Jane Thomas. We are really grateful to have you join us for today's masterclass session. And we hope to have you another time in the future. Thank you very much. Now, viewers, our next masterclass is scheduled for the last Wednesday of February. The details concerning that will be shared on our social media platforms. On Instagram at Anijie Global Foundation, Anijie_Global_Foundation, and we are also on LinkedIn at Anijie Global Foundation, and we are also on a number of social media platforms like Twitter. You can search for Anijie Global Foundation and connect with us there so that you don't miss our upcoming events. This concludes our session. Thank you very much and do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.